Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy Platt, and today we're going to talk about the American Wild Ale, or it may also be known as the American Brett. These are real unique, kind of funky beers, and just to kind of give you an example, normally at the start of these videos I'll run down the numbers, the SRM, IBU, ABV. Well, these numbers are so unique and so varied that there's really not a range for any of those numbers. The alcohol could be high or low, bitterness, shifts. There's really no set of numbers with this beer. And I'll tell you why. It's because these beers, and the reason they're called wild is, beside using a specific beer brewing strain of yeast to ferment everything, they'll add either additional yeast. The most popular one is something called Brettanomyces. That's why you may hear some of these referred to as American Bretts beer styles, or they'll add bacteria, Lactobacillus, Pediococcus, and these will add unique flavors to the beer. Sometimes you'll get kind of sour notes, sometimes you'll get kind of a horsey, funky farmhouse or barnyard kind of flavor to them, but they're real different. And also the American producer, this is a Belgian style beer, but the American producers have really taken this and expanded on a lot of themes. And another thing that makes these beers so varied is how breweries get the different organisms in. Either they can directly pitch it in when they pitch in the regular brewer's yeast. Sometimes the beer picks it up in oak barrels that a lot of these beers are aged in. Sometimes they will add it, or sometimes they'll do traditional brew, like in Belgium, they would have the brewery just wide open, and you would pick up these bacteria and yeast just in the air. They would leave the vats open and the doors open, and they just seem to pick it up. If some of these beers will have additional fruit added, and they'll pick up the yeast off the fruit or the skin of whatever fruit they've added to it. So there's varying ways to add varying organisms in these beers, so it's really hard to nail down what this beer style is, what the numbers are, everything. Like I said, very unique beer. This is a takeoff, a Belgian style of beer. If you've ever tried a Belgian lambic before, that kind of prepares you for this. These are, like I said, real unique styles of beer. They're not going to be for everybody, but I suggest everybody try them just to see. In recent years, there's been kind of a fad in the brewing business, or a movement, a lot of these sour beers, and this is in that strain. They also, one of the techniques they also use in brewing is something called sour mashing. Now you may say, I've heard that before, and that's big in the bourbon industry, where you take the spent grains from a previous batch and add it to the next batch. Well, that is done in a lot of these American wild ales too. These particular beers we're going to serve at between 45 and 55. I'm going to serve it in a tulip, but you can also use a wine glass. A lot of these beers will come in these bigger bottles. Like I said, you want to smell, you want to really savor these beers. So like I said, a tulip glass or a wine glass would be really great for these beers. What American producers also do here, like I said, is they really kind of expand on the idea from Belgium and different oak barrels, wine barrels, stuff like that. They age them in. They really have kind of pushed the style even further than what the Belgian producers have had. So definitely try out all these. Since this style is so varied, however, it's kind of hard to pin down like a proper food pairing, but I think you'll find roasted game and barnyard, farmhouse, whatever term you want to use, style cheeses would go good with this. We're going to try one today produced by the Bruery, B-R-U-E-R-Y, out of Orange County, and they've got a line of sour/wild beers that they do. This particular one, the batch number 1731, was actually produced by a home brewer that won a competition they had. And this one is 100% Brettanomyces fermented, so they just used that particular strain of yeast. They didn't even add a brewer's yeast to it. It was this the Brettanomyces fermented hoppy session beer. It's only 5.1 ABV, but some of these are a lot higher. But this one's 5.1, so it's very drinkable, you know, type beer, something you can have a couple of and not affect you too much. Also, they've applied there's going to be a lot of hoppiness. The gentleman uses El Dorado and I believe Chinook hops in the brewing. So let's give her a try. All right, as you see, we got a really thick, nice, very light tan head, slightly cloudy, copperish beer, plenty of bubbles. Let's give her a sniff. Oh yeah, it's wild. Yeah, you get kind of wild, outdoorsy kind of thing, but plenty of the hops are on the nose. You could, yeah, you know this is an American style kind of piney, citrusy hop. Let's give her a try. It's not bad at all. Definitely plenty of hop bitterness. It's hitting the back of my tongue. I definitely don't get any alcohol warming. You can tell it's a session style beer. Little sourness on it, but not too much. It's very drinkable. Like some of these beers will come off as real sour. Not this one. This one has that sourness, has the hop bitterness, but there's enough malt. There's balance to this beer. If you like hops, boy, you really get the hop aroma and flavor, but it's not over the top. I'm going to say medium light on the body. Doesn't coat the tongue, but it kind of hits a lot of the parts of the mouth. The hop bitterness, like I said, hits the back of the throat, but not over the top in any way. This is a very nice beer. Like I said, this particular one is the 100% of the Brettanomyces, so it does have just a slightly different. It's comparable to a lot of beers, but you just know it's different. It's kind of hard to explain, but overall, this is something I could drink plenty of. It goes down nice. I'm going to say medium or light medium body or whatever. Very nice beer overall, and not too funky. But you'll find others in this style that get kind of funky or whatever. But this particular one, Batch 1731 from the Bruery, I would say give her a try. It's not one of these extreme beers in the styles, but very nice beer. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please share with your friends. Also, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comment section below, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.